Okay, so prayers to the spiritual teachers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Okay, speak your mind. Question for today. Can you share an incident when you were in danger? How were you saved from that danger? We can hear from two persons. Let's see. Tamari Mataji, are you able to speak? Or you're like driving or something?
No, I can. I can speak, but I can't read because it's too small.
Okay, so I missed your voice, so that's why I called you.
So
Okay,
anyhow,
I read
today
the question again.
Yeah, a bit of sore throat kind of beginning.
Oh,
So anyhow, so what was it? Incident?
Incident when you were in danger. How were you saved from that danger?
Oh boy. I can't think of anything. Maybe probably I have one. I was crossing a road.
Mm-hmm.
This was in Lebo Ampang. Yeah, correct. Lebo Ampang. You know how Lebo Ampang people just cross the road, no regards of traffic lights and all that stuff.
Yes.
So I would do that actually. So I already crossed a little bit only, not so much, and suddenly the bus just turned in. You know how bus turn, they take a very wide turn.
Yes.
Yeah. So I really thought the bus is going straight, but he turned. So when he turned, I was just standing somewhere like, not fully middle of the road, but somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
And behind me there was like a parked car,
Okay.
So I'm not a small girl, right? So when he turned, he was like, so the bus was like hitting my nose kind of thing, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get smashed with the bus in the car. And I just squeezed to the car, that's not moving, right? So, I don't know, somehow or other. And that was the last me crossing the road, without looking at the traffic light. After that, I always look at the traffic light and walk across.
So you were safe.
Yeah. But it was, I suppose this was the luck only.
Luck. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mataji.
All right.
Okay, so we can hear from one more person.
Saraswati. Hare Krishna Mataji. I have a very funny story that recently happened this Monday. I just went for the Teppa Tiruvula. Then, what happened? The bus left me in one corner where, each of them have to return home by themselves. It was around 1:40 a.m. So, I'm staying in a village, you see. And there at night, I didn't know that anything will pass by on that narrow road. You see, so I was walking alone. Suddenly, I heard a sniffing sound, loud sound. It was sneezing. I I was thinking, what was it? And it's a very huge, big bull in front of me. With a white patch in front of his face. And I don't know what to say. Hare Krishna, please save me. I don't know what to do. Oh, do. Nobody is on my way. And I don't know what to do. Say, please save me, Krishna. Please save me. Preaching. And I say, hey, go away. Go away. I'm talking to myself. Go away. Krishna, save me. And luckily it went on to the other side and it made way for me and I passed by that big bull. No, very huge, Mataji. Really.
My heart palpitating, Mataji.
Yes, really. When I told this to my brothers and sisters, because I'm staying alone in that village, you see, in that kampong. So this lady left me a few meters away. So I didn't know such thing will happen, you see. I thought I'm a brave. I said, God is with me. Why should I be scared? So I was walking alone. So this incident happened to me. So I was just preaching. How is it?
Mataji, you're very, very lucky. Yes. Thankfully, you're so protected and the bull has been very kind.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Mother. This story is like hot from oven, huh?
Hare Krishna, can I share with you something?
Yes, Mataji, carry on. Mataji.
Okay, yes, Mataji, recently, right? Very recently, when I was like traveling via the LRT, so it was raining very heavily. So I was literally standing on the middle of the door inside the LRT. And I was not really leaning to the door side, but I was just holding the door using one hand, then another hand I was using to, scroll my phone. So what happened was suddenly, while the LRT moving, suddenly the door opened, Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, and someone from the behind already pulled me and she held me very tightly.
Okay.
So what happened was the day before that incident happened, I and my fiance was randomly discussing about like life is so uncertain. We don't know when what will happen to us, and we don't know if our bhakti is enough or not. We was really discussing about this, and the next day it happens for me. So scary, Mataji, because if I fell down, right, down there is the car is moving down there, and so scary. I cannot believe.
Yes, it's really scary. Yes, Mataji. So thankfully you are saved by the person who pulled you in. Yeah, and they were their reflex was good. They managed to catch you on time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so it's a faulty. Yeah, they always say stay away from the door or don't lean on the door, right? You'll never know.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I also want to share to all of you, like, do not lean on the door.
Lean on the door, yes. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Like Mataji said, we always face danger, okay, every day. There is a verse, yat vipadam, means every step there is a danger. So we always face danger in some form or other, okay, in this material world. So today, we will see how we can protect ourselves and our dear ones very easily. Okay. All right. So of course we have to practice caution. We have to be careful. All right. So the saving here, we are talking about saving our soul. All right. To an extent, what we're going to cover today can also save us. All right. So before that, as usual, we're going to recap what we studied in week 15. Anybody remembers what we studied in week 15? That's 2 weeks ago.
Glories of Tulasi Devi.
Yes, glories of Tulasi Devi. So what is the first thing that we covered? We covered some glories of Tulasi Devi. Anybody would like to, there's so many we covered from various scriptures. Anybody can tell one glory? Actually, all of you can tell one glory. Who wants to go first? Kartini Mataji. Just give one glory, then I'll call out all the names.
Vrinda Devi, she's an intimate associate and expansion of Srimati Radharani.
Okay, glory, Mataji. Glory.
And she arranges pastimes.
Okay.
For Leela Sakti for Radha Krishna all the time.
Okay.
And then the pastimes of Mataji.
Not yet, not yet. The glories of Tulasi Devi. What is the benefit of worshiping?
Wherever, okay, wait. Wherever there's Tulsi Maharani, the air is purified around that area.
Yes, right. The air is purified wherever Tulsi plant is growing. Very good. Thank you, Mataji. Next, Charana Mataji, would you like to share one glory of Tulasi Devi?
Krishna Mataji, if we circumambulate a Tulsi Maharani,
Yes.
our sins will be perished.
Our?
Sins will be perished.
Yes, we can get rid of all our sinful reactions by circumambulating Tulasi Devi. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Kanti Mataji, would you like to try? Any glories that you have heard?
I didn't attend that week, so I really.
Okay, anything that you know about Tulasi Devi? Any glories about her?
She's very merciful.
Yes, she's very merciful and she bestows Bhakti on us. Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
So, Karupya Saraswati Mataji, I don't know if you attended, I don't remember. You attended, right? I think both Matajis attended last week. Karupya Saraswati Mataji?
I attended.
Okay, share one glory, Mataji, whatever you can remember.
I can remember that she is very merciful.
Okay.
He told, but that's what I remembered.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mataji. Kritika Mataji, can you recall any glories of Tulasi Devi?
Yeah, Tulasi Devi is also called the plant of devotion or Bhakti Devi, and she's basically Bhakti personified. So if you pray to her, she helped to increase our devotion to Krishna.
Yes, yes, that's right. She increases our devotion. She's a source of devotion. She bestows devotion to us, and she also increases. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, Param Prabhu. I don't. Did you attend?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Dearest to Krishna, Tulasi Devi.
Yeah, she's very dear to Krishna. So,
you
in
can
what way?
have one in your prayer room, which is
Okay.
beneficial.
Okay. In what way we can express the dearness of Tulasi Devi to Krishna? What way we can express? How do we utilize or use her?
By praying to it every day.
Yes, by praying to Tulasi Devi every day. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, Saras Mataji.
She controls the wind and the rain.
That's as Vrinda Devi in Goloka Vrindavan, that's what she does. But Tulasi Devi, what any of the glories that you remember we covered? What the parts of her plants? Can say something about the parts of her plants? The leaves. Can we only use her leaves? What else we can use? Anybody would like to help? Vasiki Mataji?
Is it something to do with the purifying the offering to Krishna?
Yes. Yeah. Elaborate, Mataji.
So when offer
Food.
some food, right? So we leave one leaf on it. So this I've forgotten the term actually, but it purified the offering that we are doing, because we might have along the way when preparing might have killed some small insects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this Tulasi leaf will purify all those things.
Okay, so thank you, Mataji. That's a good point that you brought up. So the offering is done as a sacrifice to Krishna because all the preparation that involved in preparing the food involve sinful reactions. Even though we are vegetarian, we are just using vegetable. So the sins are there because they are also living entities. So by offering the food as sacrifice to Krishna, the food is sanctified or purified. But Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, how he offers, how he accepts leaf, water, fruit, and flower. So in this sense, we put a tulsi leaf on each of the preparation and we offer that food to Krishna because Tulsi Devi is very dear to Krishna. So he accepts the food only when you put tulsi leaf. Okay, so okay, I think I've called everyone. Okay, right. So next, what we covered was a little bit of history of what the Kumaras experienced. You know, Kumaras, the 4 sons of Lord Brahma, they went to Vaikuntha and then they were stopped by the Vaikuntha gatekeeper. These Kumaras, they were impersonalists. Okay, impersonalists. They worship God in the formless aspect. Okay, let me mute. Okay, let me mute. Yeah. Okay, if your environment is quiet, you can have your mic on and then you can just chip in, you can interact, okay? There's no problem. So can somebody recall what happened for this in this segment? What did the Kumaras experience?
The breeze carrying the tulsi plant aroma.
Aroma, right.
Yeah.
So when the breeze carrying the aroma tulsi leaves, so where was the tulsi leaves placed? Where they come from?
From Mahavishnu's lotus feet.
Yes, from the toes of the lotus feet of personality of Godhead. And it enters the nostrils of those sages. They experience the change of body, mind, right? And they were immediately attached to the impersonal understanding. Okay, so there's a change of heart. Next, we narrated a story. What story was that? Anybody remember the story? Who is?
Yes, Satyabhama story.
Satyabhama story, yes. So, okay, let's ask Vasiki Mataji to narrate. A short one, Mataji, as short as you can. Vasiki Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
A bit forgetful, Mataji.
You can do this, Mataji.
You can do it. You see, support.
I'm not confident.
It's okay. We are not going for competition.
Yeah.
Let's try, Mataji. Just tell me what you remember. You can even tell in 2 lines, no problem. You can tell some, Kartini Mataji will continue.
Okay, what I remember is Satyabhama is known as the Tula Brahmi, and I really forgot, Mataji.
Okay, so can you pass the baton?
I'm so sorry.
You want to try, Mataji? Vasiki Mataji, you want to try? Or you want to pass the baton to Kartini Mataji?
I will pass, Mataji. I worried I was telling a different story.
No, you won't tell a different story. Okay, Kartini Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I think Satyabhama wants to test like why Rukmini is like Krishna's favorite wife, like number 1.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, tell Mataji, continue. If you know, then where you don't know, then I will add on.
Yes.
Okay, then so she wanted to know why Rukmini is Krishna's first favorite person. Then what she did is, Mataji, okay, I forgot. It's okay, just continue.
No, Mataji, you can do this. Then she will talk to Narada.
It's okay, you can just narrate it, Mataji.
Vasiki Mataji. Cepat, narrate.
Something happened to me today.
No, she will remember. She will do with Narada. Then Narada will, like,
yeah, Narada will tell like, you just go to.
No. Narada will
narrate, Mataji.
Okay, and then Narada will come as usual to kind of give a lesson or something to like dissolve the answer for the question.
And then he will come and tell, you know what, if you can give like gold or your wealth, opulence equal to Krishna's weight, he will be all yours in the weighing scale. And then Rukmani Mataji said, okay.
No, if
sorry,
you can't,
if you can't,
Satyabhama cannot
Krishna
eat
will be Narada Mahamuni's slave.
slave, yes.
Okay, and then Satyabhama will say, okay, and then on that day, she will put all the opulence, wealth after wealth, because she's so rich, but none of it is equivalent to Krishna's weight. And then Narada will be like, okay, I'm taking Krishna as a slave. And then Satyabhama will start crying. And then she will be like, okay, what's the answer for this? And then somebody will ask her to go and see Rukmani Devi. Then she will run and go and ask Rukmani Devi for help. And then Rukmani Devi will bring one tulsi leaf and put it on the weighing scale. And then immediately the scale will be balanced.
Yeah, actually, yes. Thank you, Mother. Very good. And Krishna will say, okay, now you remove all the wealth on the scale.
Yeah.
So despite them removing all the wealth, that the tulsi leaf still outweighs Krishna's weight. All right. So it shows that with just one tulsi, which is offered with love, can purchase Krishna. So in that way, Satyabhama will realize that, now I understand the position of Rukmini. All right. So Rukmini never tried to purchase Krishna with material wealth. So similarly, we also cannot purchase Krishna with lots of opulences, elaborate offerings or whatever, but it's just love and devotion. All right. Amazing. Thank you, Mataji. And then what else towards the end, what we covered? How did we end the class? We learned some songs and mantras to worship Tulasi Devi. How can we serve Tulasi Devi daily or weekly? Anybody remember? What can we do daily and what we can do at least once a week to serve her? What we can do every day for her?
You can recite the Tulasi Pranam.
Okay.
And then you can sing the Kirtan and also complete your prayers with the Pradakshina mantra.
Yes, very good. Okay, what else can we do every day? Let's say for a beginner, what can we do? What can we suggest?
Water.
Water every day and do Aarti once a week. Okay, very simple. So this is the recap of Glories of Tulasi Devi. Sudah half an hour. Okay, so today we will not have lots of Bhagavad Gita verses. I don't think we have any Bhagavad Gita verses, but today we're going to go through lots of glorification of Tilaka. Okay, there's a continuation, a little bit of continuation of Tulasi Devi. So why we learn Tulasi Devi before we enter Tilak's topic. Okay, so the topic today is importance of decorating the body with Tilaka. Okay, this is also continuation of sadhana bhakti. These are regulatory principles. You wake up in the morning, you shower, and then you apply tilak, and then you open your altar, you do your chanting. Okay, so this is all regulative principles of bhakti. So tilaka is not something that you only wear at home or only you wear go to work. Okay, like for myself, my children, my husband, everybody wears tilak every day, whether school or meetings or work. Okay, probably we will not wear it very thick as how we wear to temple, but we have it. But my children, they wear very thick. So it's like very normal already. Okay. Okay, and then so there are various reasons why we are applying tilak, significances, and how all this will cover today. So before we move on, just a little bit of introduction. What is tilaka? Okay. Tilaka, a decoration made to the body by applying wet clay mixture. Now, this wet clay is taken from the bed, the river bed. Okay. And then you have to add water, you mix it, and then you make the shapes on the body. It marks the body as the temple of Vishnu, the Supreme Lord. Okay, so this is the meaning of tilaka. Very simple, huh? Just very simple. It's a decoration made on the body by applying wet clay, and it marks the body as a temple of Vishnu. Okay. Next, the tilak that we apply is pointed upward. That's why it's called Urdhva Pandra. Okay, Urdhva is a Sanskrit term meaning upward, and Pundra means release. Actually, this slide is not in your original slide, but I just added in because I like to give extra information. Okay, so this will be inside your PDF, so you can learn. from there. I probably won't read everything line by line, okay? And there are various Vaishnava tilaks, okay? Because we are Vaishnava, so we are just covering Vaishnava tilaks here in this class. So there are various Vaishnava tilaks. So you can see here, there is Gaudiya, there's Ramanuja, there's Nimbarka, and there's Madhava. Actually, there's another one. Madhava has two, okay? So we will explain that later. Now you can see here, there are 4 types. All right, actually here, this is actually 3 types. The Gaudiya and Madhava is all in one lineage. So there's 1, and Ramanuja 2, Nimbarka 3, and there's 4th one, which is not in this picture. Now, what can you all recall about 4 sampradayas? Anybody can tell me the name of all the 4 sampradayas? We have actually covered this much earlier of our level 3. So let's see who can remember. Sampradaya means the Guru Parampara, all the Guru Paramparas coming from Krishna directly. But when it comes from Krishna, it comes through 4 prominent leaders, okay, 4 prominent personalities. And they are named, these Sampradayas are named by after these personalities' names. Okay, can somebody tell me? What are we under? At least we should know that.
We are Gaudiya Vaishnavas and it's under Lord Brahma.
Okay, do you know the full name, Mataji? What's the Sampradaya's name?
No, Mataji, I only know Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, anybody else other than Gaudiya? How about Lakshmi Devi? Which Sampradaya comes under Lakshmi Devi? This most very prominent in South India. What do we call the Sampradaya? Okay, does this ring a bell? Can help to recall? This is coming from Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is the first disciple of Lord Krishna. So this is called Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Okay, the Gaudiya comes under Madhvacharya. Okay, because Mahaprabhu's Guru comes under Madhvacharya lineage. So we are called Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Next is Sri Vaishnava. Sri Vaishnava comes from Sri Lakshmi, and the prominent personality is Ramanujacharya. Okay, it's a very popular name, very famous name. Okay, we all should know these names. Okay, Ramanujacharya. And then the third one is coming through Lord Shiva. So under Lord Shiva, the person who propagated this is Vishnu Swami. Okay, the 4th is the 4 Kumaras. The prominent personality is Nimbarkacharya. So this one we already covered in detail in one of our beginning level 3. Okay, so please you can go and check your PDFs. Right now, just a little bit of zoom in. This is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Brahma, there's Madhva here. Why? Because the founder is name is Madhavendra Puri. Okay, under Madhavendra Puri, there are few personalities, gurus. And there's Madhavendra Puri and Ishwara Puri, who is the Guru of Mahaprabhu. But the only difference here is that the addition that Mahaprabhu has done here is that Mahaprabhu incorporated, because he, as Krishna himself, he decided to take initiation under the Guru that comes from Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, and he incorporated Sankirtan into it. Okay, so it is called Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So this has some influence on the Tilak later. Okay, this is the full lineage of the gurus that coming under Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So you can see here the name Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, Madhva. Okay, after that you fast forward to Madhavendra Puri, Ishwara Puri, Lord Chaitanya. Okay, so Lord Chaitanya comes here. He takes initiation from Ishwara Puri here, and then come to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and finally Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. So we are here. Okay, all right. This chart also I have given previously. Now going to the topic, right? The Tilak. So I'm not going to talk about Tilak from all the Sampradayas. I'm just going to compare a couple of it only. So this is Sri Sampradaya. Now this white color here, marking here is made of mud from the base of a tulsi plant, all right? and the white mud from within the ant hill. Apparently, the mud from Tulasi plant and the mud from ant hill are both pure and best for making tilak. So that is the marking here. Okay, so you notice here the red color here. The red color here represent Lakshmi Devi. Okay, because the Sampradaya is coming from Lakshmi Devi. So the red line originally made from a red stone found within the anthill. So you can see the anthill is pretty auspicious. The ants will usually make their ant hill on top of these red stones. So they take the white mud to do the 2 lines, and they take the red stone color to do the Lakshmi Devi's symbol. Okay, this symbolizes Lakshmi Devi. Why? Because in this Sampradaya, basically this tilak represent the Siddhanta of the Sampradaya. Siddhanta means the philosophy, the teaching. So here, the way to surrender to the Lord is through Lakshmi Devi. So that is why they put Lakshmi Devi in that center of the tilak. Okay, so now we see the Madhva tilak. This is ours, but this is not exactly our tilak. There is a modification because of the teaching that Mahaprabhu brought in. So you will still see these 2 lines here. Okay, earlier, okay, I have a question now. So please tell me, somebody, what is the tilak or Sri Sampradaya made of? Remember?
And hill and Tulasi.
Repeat, Mataji.
The white ant, hill mud and Tulasi mud.
Okay, the white color is made of?
Ant hill mud.
Okay, the red color?
The red color is, oh my gosh, Tulasi mud.
Red stone.
Oh, red.
Red stone from where?
Red stone.
Yes, Param Prabhu. Red stone from where?
Anthill, is it?
Yes. So the white also from the anthill as well as the red. What are other material used for Sri Vaishnava's tilak other than anthill mud? What do they use?
Tulasi.
Tulasi mud. Yes, Tulasi plant mud. Okay, now, so that is Tulasi mud and anthill mud. Now, for Madhva Sampradaya, we use Gopi Chandan mud from Dwaraka. Okay, so there are 2 vertical lines going up to represent the feet of Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. Okay, so this Gopi Chandan Tila is nearly identical that used in Gaudiya Sampradaya, the Madhva Sampradaya. Okay, so in between, there is a black line. You can't see very clearly from here. It's actually a black line. Let me show you. This is actually a black line here. Now, why there is a black line in the middle? What is the color of the Sri Sampradaya's line in the middle of the tilak?
Red.
Red. Okay. So Sri Sampradaya, the middle, the outline is yellow, white, middle is red. Here, this is yellow because the mud, and in the middle is black. All right. This vertical black mark is made from the daily coal of Yagya Kunda. Means during that Madhvacharya's reign, the era, they do a lot of yagyas. So that the black, if you have taken part in yagya, at the end they will give you the black mark. All right, so that's what we put on our forehead. You know, those who have initiated, you would know. Okay, those who are married, I don't know whether they keep that for marriage. I don't remember, long time already. Okay, so the black ash, that mark is what they mark in between, in the middle. Okay, so the Madhva Sampradaya mark 2 vertical lines representing Krishna's lotus feet. In the Madhva Sampradaya, the tilak is made out of Gopi Chandan mud from Dwaraka. Okay, it's because again, the process of worship involved daily homa, daily fire sacrifice. They do that daily. So the remnant of the coal is taken each day to mark the forehead because they do that every day. They did that every day. Okay, and then underneath the black line, there is a yellow or red dot. There is a dot to indicate Lakshmi or Radha. Okay, So if at that point of time, if they did not perform homa or yagya on that day, so they don't put that black mark, they only put the simple Gopi Chandan Tilak. So this is the practice, okay, at that time. Now, fast forward a little bit to Mahaprabhu's era, okay, it is made of Gopi Chandan Tilak also. It is gotten from Vrindavan. So for Madhvacharya, where do they get the Gopi Chandan?
Dwaraka.
Dwaraka. So for Gaudiya Sampradaya, it's taken from Vrindavan. Okay, the main tilak is basically following, is actually identical to the Madhva tilak, the U shape. Okay, all right, so only that. The slight difference is that, what can you tell from the difference of the Madhva tilak? There's a U shape there, and in the middle there is a black mark, and then they put a dot at the bottom to indicate Lakshmi or Radha. So for Gaudiya Madhva, the one that we are applying, what is the difference you can tell? The dot has now become Tulasi leaf. So this is why we learned Tulasi leaf earlier, because in our parampara, Tulasi leaf is given a very prominent position as the most dear person to Krishna. So, and also the way to approach Krishna is through his servant. So in this case, the servant is Tulasi Maharani. So we are approaching Krishna by offering the Tulasi leaf to his lotus feet. Okay, so when you apply tilak, you're actually applying Krishna's lotus feet on your body, your forehead and your body. And then you're offering the Tulasi leaf to his lotus feet. Okay, now, why this slight difference has come? Because there is an emphasis in Mahaprabhu's era, there's an emphasis on Nama Sankirtan or chanting of the holy name. Because that is the best yagya to be performed in Kali Yuga, not the daily fire sacrifice performed in Madhva Sampradaya. Okay, so for simple reason that is not practical or not feasible for everyone. But Sankirtan Yagya, everybody can do. Okay, therefore, the black line made of the ash during the Madhvacharya era taken from the daily Yagya is no longer applied in Gaudiya Sampradaya. So it has changed. So it's actually a branch out. Okay. Now that is one difference that we added the emphasis on Nama Sankirtana. The second difference is, like I mentioned earlier, Mahaprabhu's process of approaching the Lord. So we do not approach Radharani directly. We always go through indirectly through the servant. All right. So to indicate this, the red dot replacing Radharani during the Madhvacharya era is replaced with Tulasi leaf offered at the base of the Lord's feet. All right. So the understanding that only with the mercy of Tulasi Devi, we can develop pure devotion to Radha and Krishna. Okay, so we can read here. Param Prabhu, can you read this box here in the Gaudiya line?
In the Gaudiya line, devotees do not approach Radha and Krishna directly, but always indirectly through their servant. To indicate this, the black line represent Radha is replaced with the Tulasi leaf offered at the base of Krishna's feet.
Okay, right. So thank you, Prabhu. So this is what I explained. Yeah. So we move on. Therefore, we have various various tilaks. Even in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, we have different forms. Okay, it's all based on the guru or the acharya in that lineage. What is their philosophy? And usually the tilak represent the philosophy that they are preaching. Okay, so the acharya may scientifically analyze the sampradaya siddhanta. Siddhanta means philosophy, yeah, and compare its compatibility with the tilak they wear. So externally, this tilak's purpose is to differentiate the followers of different sampradayas from other sampradayas. Okay, based on their teaching, just like you may have a uniform culture, like uniform, but you have Navy, they have different uniform, Marine, they have different uniform, Air Force have different uniform. So like this, it differentiates them from other branches. Okay, so in such case, the tilak may change whenever there is a shift or branching of the sampradaya because of the philosophical views. So if anybody asks why there are so many kinds of tilaks, because the teachings of the particular sampradaya will relate to or represented by the tilak. Okay, and if there is a new branch coming and they have a teaching, and then they will change the tilak to fully reflect their process of surrender. So what is their teaching? What is the teaching of the surrender, the progress of the surrender? So the process of surrender. Okay, and this is the external purpose. Okay, in any case, the ultimate purpose of tilak is to sanctify oneself. So this we have to remember. Okay, we are applying tilak to sanctify oneself and marking the body as the temple of the Lord. Okay, so for this, the scripture did not specify this teaching, this sampradaya must use this tilak. It's not like that. It's all depending on the acharyas who crystallize that procedure. All right, okay, and the principles will not change, only the details will change. Okay, the tilak is basically to sanctify oneself and mark the body as the temple. So we have to remember this. Okay, so we are done a little bit background on the tilak, various shapes of tilak and why there are various forms. Okay, so ours is urdhva, going upward, and this one is I forgot the name. This is horizontal. Okay, this is Shiva Bhaktas. They use this Shiva or Shakta, Shivas, Saivas and Shaktas. Right, Shaktas means those who worship Mother Sakti, Mother Durga. Okay, even Sri Sampradaya, you see, got various one here. Got different variations. We have the variations. Okay, now we are entering significance of tilaka. So I need help from you all to read. Okay, can anybody volunteer to read this one? What does tilaka signify? Come.
I will, Paji.
Yes.
One who is wearing tilaka can at once be identified as a devotee of the Lord. Just as one can recognize that the strength of the government is behind a uniformed policeman, one can understand that the strength of God is behind a devotee marked with tilaka.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So based on the tilaka, people can identify us, what is our background, who do we worship. Okay, all right, let's move on. Yeah. So generally, okay, another reason why we should encourage people to apply tilak, this is what I tell my children. When they see us, all right, what is the first thing that comes to people's mind? Maybe you can relate it to yourself when you were not affiliated to this Bhagavad Gita or Krishna consciousness, when you definitely would have seen a devotee with tilak on his face. So what immediately came to your mind? Is there a real life experience? Anybody would like to share? What immediately comes to your mind?
They are the Krishna followers.
Yes, so immediately that person have made you to think of Krishna, and thinking of Krishna is so purifying. So it helps the other people to think of Krishna. Okay, and for personally, we will do what we have to think is, or bear in mind, is that whatever behavior, whatever speech, whatever words that we utter, it has to protect this the values that we upholding under the Krishna consciousness, which means you are not going to engage in abominable activities. You're not going to say any harsh words, okay, no bad words, and it has to be pleasant, and our behavior all represent that. Okay, so it's a reminder that we are servant of Krishna, and whatever activities, whatever we do, we have to think, okay, I am representing Krishna. So how I should portray myself. So this thought has to be always there. So when you apply this, you will have to know. Even, sometimes we get into, sometimes my husband may get into some argument with the police at the roadside, right? I always tell him, remember you're wearing tilak, remember you're wearing kantimala. So definitely, there can be so many people not wearing tilak, not wearing neck bead, can be fighting on the roadside, and nobody will bother. Nobody's going to bat an eye. But when you are out there with your Kantimala and Tilak, you have to remember that we are representing Krishna. Okay, and immediately they will say, oh, you are a Krishna devotee. How can you speak like that? They don't ask that question to other people. Just because we are wearing all this, they are telling that to us. So we don't want that to happen. Okay, so we always have to carry ourselves accordingly. Okay, in a right way. Okay, so very nice. You can give this kind of nice motivations to people around you to apply tilak, to go to work, to go to school. Okay. All right, so we move on, yeah. Let's move on. Significance of tilaka, we are continuing. Okay. Kritika Mataji, can you help to read, please?
Yep. According to Vaishnava tradition, Gopi Chandana, actually, Mataji, I'm having sore throat. I can't really read.
Okay, no problem, Mataji. Okay, no problem. Meena Mataji, long time. Thank you for coming. Are you able to speak?
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, can.
Meena Mataji, yes.
According to Vaishnava tradition, Gopi Chandana or the scared soil from Dwarka of Vrindavan is applied on the body in 12 pieces while reciting mantras to Lord Vishnu. This process purifies one's body, designating it as a temple of Lord.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So again, the origin of the soil is explained here. And then we are applying not only on the forehead, 12 places. Number 2. Number 3, it purifies one's body, designating it as a temple of the Lord. Okay, so we move to the next slide.
Mataji, quick question.
Yes, Mataji.
Like, do all the sampradayas recite the same mantra when they're applying their different tilaks?
I am not so sure, Mataji. I'm not very sure about that if they use, I'm not very sure, Mataji. We can find out. If I can find out, I can let you know.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Mataji. Okay, significance of Tilaka continues. Okay, Prema Papu Mataji, welcome. Mataji, are you there? Rajina Mataji? Okay, Prema Papu Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji.
I'm here. Okay. Tilak, the sacred dust of Vrindavan is said to have touched the lotus feet of Sri Krishna's exclusive devotees and is worshipable even by Sri Krishna himself.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. All right, so here it is mentioned that, of course, when Krishna walked on earth, the land has been touched by his feet and also his devotees' feet. All right, so there is a story of dust from the feet of gopis, okay, that helped Krishna's headache. So if there is a topic that is relevant to that story, I will narrate that story. So it's very special, yeah? Okay. Move on to glories of Tilaka. Okay, so anybody would like to volunteer?
Yes, Mataji, can I?
Yes, Mataji.
Glories of Tilaka. Tilak also offers the wearer protection from ghosts, evil influences, bad dreams, accidents, and many other things.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So like I said, of course, we have to practice caution, okay? All right, so we don't want to jump into danger deliberately, all right? So there's protection from ghosts, evil influences, bad dreams. So even at night, you have to apply. In your home, please apply Tilak. All right, let's move on. Okay, it keeps one's mind calm and allows one to constantly remember Lord Krishna. I explained that earlier. So you have to remember that you are carrying Krishna. You are the temple and Krishna inside your heart as super soul. So your body is the temple. Okay, no matter how bad the body's condition, going to deteriorate, going to be destroyed, but this is the vessel that you're going to carry until you leave the body. So you have to treat it as a temple. So respect our body as a temple of the Lord. Okay, another reading. Kindly volunteer.
Me, Mataji.
Kartini Mataji.
Person who puts tulsi beads on the neck, who marks 12 places of their body as Vishnu temple with Vishnu symbolic representations, and who have Vishnu Tilaka on their foreheads, are to be understood as devotees of Lord Vishnu in this world. Their presence makes the world purified, and anywhere they remain, they make the place good as Vaikuntha.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So this is what I explained earlier. We remind Krishna, we remind people about Krishna. Okay, so probably people just observe you and say, oh, okay, this is Krishna's devotee. But if they know you, they'll ask, oh, you're Krishna devotee. And then there will be some conversation that will lead you to speak about Krishna to them. So in that way, there is a window, there's a path open for you to speak about Krishna to others. And Krishna said people who speak about Krishna to others is very, very dear to him, and he is very dear to them. All right. So these are all the chances that is given to us to preach. You can preach without even saying a word. You can preach. How? Wearing the kantimala, wearing the tilak on your face. Even if people don't speak to you, the moment they pass you, they see the tilak, and all the memories will go to Krishna. They're thinking about go to Krishna, and then, you know, Krishna is so famous. Everybody knows about his cuteness, his beauty, and his pastimes, and his songs, stories, anything the mind takes, any part of Krishna's aspects is purifying, and that is how they make that world purified and the place as good as Vaikuntha. So this is silent preaching. You are helping people to think of Krishna. Okay, so remember the prayers of Queen Kunti, what she says, let the calamities happen again and again. Who would want to pray, let the calamities happen again and again? Because in their life, when they were banished to the forest, they were, you know, mistreated by Duryodhana, all the dangers, during all the dangers, Krishna was there to help them. And when Krishna wants to leave to his kingdom, his country, after the Mahabharata war, Queen Kriti was feeling sad. Why? Because Krishna is leaving them, because Krishna is done with the war, he's leaving. And the prayer that she said was, let the calamities happen again and again. Why? Every calamity, when it happened, Krishna came. And whenever Krishna comes, we know that it's purifying. All right, so she doesn't mind if the calamities happen again and again, as long as she can see Krishna. And that is how exalted her prayer is. We are not in the position of praying as such. We have to be very careful what we are praying for. Okay, like in the last verse of Shishastaka, Mahaprabhu wrote, you are free to do anything and everything. But can we say that that one is like a Radha Bhav, Gopi Bhav already? So at our level, what we can do is, we can do this one. Okay, we can make people remember Krishna. Okay, so we don't need the calamities to happen for us to remind people about Krishna or remember Krishna. Okay, and good is when we see each other, when we see the tilak, and you can immediately identify, hey, Hare Krishna, where are you from? Which temple are you from? So it's good, right? You remind each other about Krishna. Okay, so we move on. This is glories from Padma Purana. Okay, and this is a glorification from Skanda Purana. Okay, this is also interesting. Can we have somebody to volunteer?
I'll read, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Persons who are decorated with Tilaka or Gopi Chandana and who mark their bodies all over with the holy names of the Lord, and on whose necks and breasts there are tulasi beads, are never approached by the Yamadutas.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Very good. Now, who are Yamadutas? Who is Yamaraj and who is Yamadutas? There's Yamaraj and there's Yamadutas. What is Duta? What is Duta actually?
Servants of Yama, is it?
Okay. Duta means ambassador, right?
Oh, ambassador of Yama.
Yeah, so they're actually representing the country, I mean, in the modern term. So the Yamadutas represent Yamaraj. They are servants of Lord Yama. Or the Yamadutas are the constables of King Yama. Who is King Yama? He is the Lord of Death. And what's his duty? Punishing all sinful men. All right. However, but Vaishnavas are never called by such constables of Yamaraj. Okay, so in Bhagavatam, there is a story of Ajamila, okay, whereby he was a great devotee, but due to some distractions, he fell down. Okay, he got the association of a prostitute and he got lots of children. So along the way, he drowned in serving the family, getting into the material activities, and he forgot about the worship. So at that point of death, he was in a great pain, and Yamadutas came to take his soul, and he was so fearful. He tried to call out to his last son, who he is very close to, Narayana. The name he gave was Narayana. Actually, the name he gave was different, and somebody else came and asked him to change the name to Narayana. Okay, because he probably would have foreseen this will happen. Okay, so that boy's name is Narayana. He reached out to the boy's name, the boy using his name Narayana, and immediately Vishnu Dutas came because he chanted Narayana's name. So similarly, if you are wearing tilaka or gopi chandan, or you marked your body with the tilaks, or wearing neck bead, so you will not be approached by Yamadutas or Yamaraj. Okay, for ordinary people, when you leave the body, you will be taken by Yamadutas to the Yamaraj kingdom for your judgment. And then only Yamaraj will say, okay, you go to hell, or you go to heaven, or you go to that planet, so that will happen. So for those who are wearing tilak, neck bead, who is not a devotee of who is a devotee of Vishnu, then the Yamadutas have no jurisdiction there. Okay, this is a long conversation between Yamaraj and Yamadutas in Bhagavatam. Okay, so you can read that. Okay, clear? Another glorification for Padma Purana. Anyone?
I can read the
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Glories of Tilaka. In the Padma Purana, it is also mentioned, a person whose body is decorated with the pulp of sandalwood with paintings of the holy name of the Lord is delivered from all sinful reactions, and after his death, he goes directly to Krishna Loka to live in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Yes, okay, so that is called Salokya. Salokya, okay, there are 5 types of liberations. Okay, this is just additional information. 5 types of liberation. One is Sarupya. Sarupya means having same kind of body as the Lord. Okay, Salokya, living in the same planet of the Lord. Then there is Sayujya, Samipya, and there's one more. Okay, so these are 5 types of liberation, and one of it is staying in Krishna Loka. So that is Salokya, same Loka with Krishna. So it is said in Padma Purana, if you're wearing tilak, then after that, you will go directly to Krishna Loka. So there are so many planets in the Vaikuntha planets. Vaikuntha planet is not one planet, it's Vaikuntha planets. All right, so there can be so many planets. You will never know where are you going to go. All right. Okay, continue. All right, this is from a scripture called Garga Samhita. This particular segment in Garga Samhita has glorification and one story. Okay, so this is a story of the Gopi Chandan. So before that, we have all this glorification here. I don't think we have time to read. Okay, I'm just going to leave it here. Okay. Shall we read? What do you all think? Shall we read? We have to read fast.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, you go first, Mataji. One para.
Simply by hearing about Gopi Bhumi, which is so named because gopis resided there, one become free from the bondage of karma.
Okay, next.
In Gopi Bhumi, Gopi Chandana was manifested from the gopis' cosmetics. A person who marks his limbs with Gopi Chandana Tilaka attains the result of bathing in the Ganga.
Okay.
The person who daily wears Gopi Chandana Tilaka attains the pious result of daily bathing in all sacred rivers.
A person who daily wears Gopi Chandana Tilaka attains the results of performing 1,000 Asvema Yajnas and 100 Raja Surya Yajnas. He attains the results of giving charity and following vows at all holy places. he attains the goal of life. Of this there is no doubt.
Okay.
Twice as sacred as the mud of Ganga is the dust of Chitrakuta. 10 times more sacred than that is the dust of Panchavati Tirtha.
100 times more sacred is the dust of Gopi Chandana. Very small. Gopi Chandana. Please know that Gopi Chandana is equal to the dust of Vrindavana.
Even in the past, he has committed hundreds of sins. If a person wear Gopi Chandana Tilaka, then Yamaraj cannot take him away. How then can Yamaraj messengers touch him? A sinner who daily wears Gopi Chandana Tilaka goes to Lord Krishna's supreme abode, Goloka, which is beyond the world of matter.
Yes, thank you everyone. Very nice. Okay, I love that cooperation. Okay, now we are entering the story. So this is the story of Dirga Bahu. This is also from the Garga Samhita. After the glorification, the story continues. This is Garga Samhita is actually narration by Vyasadeva. So after giving all the glorification, Vyasadeva will narrate this story. So in Sindhu Desa, there was a king named Dirga Bahu. He was so cruel and sinful. While he was on earth, he murdered 100 brahmanas and 10 pregnant women. Okay, one day he went hunting. Okay, and as he went hunting, he killed a brown cow. You know, killing cow in Sanatana Dharma is very much condemned. It's very, very sinful. Okay, so he killed a brown cow in that hunt. Okay, and at death, they brought him to Yamaraj. So Yamaraj has his assistant called Chitragupta. So you know Chitragupta is the accountant of Yamaraj. He keeps all the records, what are all the bad things that the person has done. So he asks, what is the proper punishment for him? So Chitragupta will be reading all the sins that this person has done. Oh, great king, he should be thrown into 8,400,000 hells for as long as the sun and the moon shine in the sky. This is just for killing one cow. Okay, and he also said that he did not perform a single pious deed. Then all the list comes. He killed 10 pregnant women, he killed the brown cow, he killed thousands of Jews in the forest, he offended the demigods and the brahmanas. Therefore, he is a great sinner. Okay, so the punishment commands. They took the sinner and threw him into a terrible 8,000-mile wide cauldron of bubbling, boiling oil in the hell of Kumbhipaka. You all must have heard this term before.
Yes.
Yeah, so before this, we don't know where this Kumbhipaka from, but now we can relate. And because that movie has actually given a visual of it, so we can actually relate. Very scary. Boiling, not boiling water, boiling oil. Boiling oil temperature is even higher. All right, so the moment that sinner came to eat to the boiling oil, which was as hot as the great fires at the time of cosmic devastation, suddenly became cool. So what happened? He is so sinful, and this boiling oil is not hurting him. Just like how Prahlad was in the same situation, because he refused to call the father as God, because the father was forcing him to call him as God. But Prahlad maintained his stand that it's Vishnu that is God. You are not. All right, so the father got angry and he gives so many punishments to the little Prahlad. So despite all the punishments given to Prahlad Maharaj was not hurt because he was meditating. He was doing this smaranam, remembering Vishnu. Okay, so he was not hurt. Similarly, this king, Dirga Bahu, is not hurt by the boiling water. All right. So, just like how what happened to Ajamila, the Yamadutas ran to Yamaraj and say, Yamaraj, you said that all the sinful people you asked us to bring to you, but suddenly these Vishnudutas came and took them. Okay, what I don't understand. Is there somebody is more powerful than you? And that is when Yamaduta explained to the Yamaraj explained to the Yamadutas, okay, the position of a devotee. Now, similarly, after seeing what happened here to this Dirga Bahu, that he is not being hurt by the oil, they describe that great wonder to noble-hearted Yamaraj. All right. So now Vyasadeva is narrating that. Okay, can I have somebody to read this? What Vyasadeva says?
Sri Vyasadeva said that the sinner died in a place where from someone's hand some Gopi Chandana from Dwaraka had accidentally fallen. Dying in Gopi Chandana, that sinner became purified. A person who wears Gopi Chandana Tilaka attains a spiritual form like of that Lord Narayana. Simply by seeing him, one becomes free of the sin of killing a Brahmana.
Thank you. So there are 2 points here. A person who wears that is freed from sins, and he obtains a form that's like Narayana. This is another type of liberation. Sarupya, rupa form, same form. But the only difference is that the other people who attain the Vaikuntha Loka, they don't have the Srivatsa in the middle. Only Lord Vishnu has it. Okay. Simply by seeing him, one becomes free of the sin of killing a Brahmana. So can you imagine what are the benefits that you are radiating around you when you go with your tilak? Okay, and then hearing this, Yamaraj, who understands the glories of Gopi Chandan, took the sinner, placed him on an airplane that goes anywhere one wishes, and sent him to Vaikuntha, which is above the worlds of matter. So this is mentioned in Garga Samhita, Canto 6, Chapter 15. So this glories and story from Garga Samhita. Okay, so move to the next segment. Who can wear tilaka? What do you think? Who can wear tilaka? Only devotees?
Or everyone?
Everyone.
Can wear.
What kind of people want to? Not everyone wants to wear tilak, right? I mean, how
Krishna
do you?
followers.
Okay, so you must be an experienced Krishna follower to apply?
No.
Okay,
So
the answer is anyone who wishes to acknowledge the simple truth that I am Lord Krishna's servant can wear tilaka. So that means you are ready. The moment you want to be his servant, the moment you want to be his servant, you can apply already. Okay? You may not feel you have so much devotion to Krishna, but you are not prohibited from wearing tilaka because it's a sign that you are trying to be his devotee. What's more, the qualification for being Krishna's devotee soon will develop in a person who learns the art of wearing tilaka. So it is not like you have to be a devotee first to be qualified to wear the tilaka. But if you wear tilaka, then you will be a Krishna's devotee, or you can progress in that line. Okay, so just like you don't have to be Krishna's devotee to start worshipping Tulasi Maharani. You can start worshipping Tulasi Maharani and she will give you the devotion that you require. Okay, so this is how it works. So now everybody can buy the Gopi Chandan and learn how to do the tilak and you can wear it. Okay. Why wear tilaka? Okay, we are continuing, yeah. So can we have somebody to read? Rajina Mataji, are you available?
Yes. Why wear tilaka? The body is a temple of God. Instead of decorating our body as if it were the self, or destroying it or despising it for its filthy emissions, we can respect and care for it as a residence of the Supreme Lord. The soul lives within the body, and so too does the super soul, the Lord. As a house is built and maintained for the pleasure of its owner, so our body is meant for the pleasure of its real owner, Lord Krishna. Decorating the body with tilaka pleases him.
Yes, thank you, Madhavi. So there are two ways we are treating the body. We are treating the body so gloriously, like as if we are taking the body wherever we go, even after we die. So we always try to decorate this cage. You know, the story of the person who decorate the cage, paint the cage, but forgot to feed the bird inside. Finally, the bird died. So many of us are doing that. Or another way is another extreme side is we despising it because it's emitting filthy things. Okay, secretions. Oh, this body is so disgusting. I don't want this body. So we can't be that, and we can't be this as well. We cannot be so self-indulgent to take care of the body, and at the same time we cannot despise this body, because like I mentioned, this is the vessel that we're going to live with, and we are using these vessels and these limbs to serve Krishna, to make our limbs useful in Krishna's service. So, and also that the Lord is residing in our heart as super soul. So therefore, this vessel, this body is a temple of the Lord. And when we decorate it with the tilak, it pleases Krishna. Okay, why wear tilaka? Okay, can we have somebody read all of this? Maybe one person can read all. Param Prabhu.
Why wear tilaka? Putting on tilaka helps remind us we belong to Krishna. And when others see a person wearing tilaka, they are not only reminded of Krishna, but relief of sinful reactions. The Lord protects us from all sides. When we wear tilaka on our bodies, the Lord protects us from all sides. When Srila Prabhupada gives a disciple the name Tilaka Das, he told her that the Tilaka means victory personified. Face without tilak. Tilaka is our position. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stricture. He would not see one face if there is no tilaka. He used to say, it is a cremation ground. Yes, without tilaka. Pasanta Mukha. Tilaka must be there.
Okay, Srila Prabhupada conversation. So Prabhupada, thank you, Prabhu. All right, so a face without tilaka is called a cremation ground. So the face must always be decorated with tilaka. Okay, and the Lord protects us from all sides. And like I mentioned earlier, when other persons see you wearing tilak, they remember Krishna and their sinful reactions also relieved. Okay, so now we are going to the practical aspect, how to apply tilak. Okay, so first you pour little water on your left palm. Okay, and then in the water you rub the gopi chandan. It's like a bar, like a small bar, like an eraser. You know, you in Tamil we say kolekran. Okay, so you just have to mix it, and then you'll get the paste. So that Prabhu mix it, and then you apply the tilak all over the body, 12 places. And when you
use a
apply
tool? Do you use any tool? No.
Actually, there are tools. There is, Prabhu. I didn't put the picture here, but I can put the picture in the group. Okay, like my children, when they started, they use the tool. Later on, they started using fingers. Okay, can. I will share the picture. It's made of metal. There is also made of wood also. Okay, but the tulsi we have to do with our finger. Okay, and then after you do the you have to put it like that, right? Later I show you a video. You cannot put like in front of the face. You have to go over the head and then you do it. And then you have to clear the middle, because that is where Lakshmi resides. So you have to clean up that place, and you cannot use nails to clean that area. So you can use finger, or here it is mentioned that you can use a damp cloth or you can use cotton buds. Okay, you make the space with that. So that in the middle, try your best not to have any smudging tilak marks there. It has to be very clean, super clean. Okay, so there are mantras to recite for each place. So it starts with forehead, Om Keshavaya Namaha, and then go to the stomach, Narayana Namaha, the chest, Om Madhavaya Namaha, and the hollow of the throat, Govindaya Namaha, and then the right side. So like this, you have Vishnuve Namaha, Madhusudana Namaha, Trivikramaya Namaha. So for beginners, what you can do is you can print that is diagram, black and white diagram. You can stick it in your room and keep doing that. So later on, you will remember. So when you apply tila, it shouldn't be done mechanically. It should be accompanied by the mantra. Why? It's important, yeah. Okay, let me share something. Yeah. Okay, before that, the sika or the head area is not marked with tilaka. So whatever balance you have, right? You say Om Vasudevaya Namaha and you rub it behind your head. That's all the balance will go. Okay, and then if you're in a situation where you cannot exhibit your tilak, then you can use water. Like if you have Ganga water with you, then you can use that to make a transparent tilak on your forehead. However, on the other parts of the body, on the other 11 parts, then you can apply the yellow mark. Okay, it's because that's not visible to people. All right, if it's a condition that it should not be seen in with this kind of marks in official in your official environment, then you can use clear tilak. So far in my life, I never used clear tilak. It's always actual tilak. It's just that I make it less light like that. So by now, all my colleagues, they know already. Sometimes they say, hey, what's that? Like that. Oh, this is, I will just say it's a prayer mark. Oh, okay, 1 or 2 times. After that, they don't ask you already. Okay. In fact, if it's Indian, they will say, oh, you Krishna devotee, yeah. You know, they will talk like that. So in the next conversation, we will talk a bit more about Krishna. Okay. So this all will be helpful in that sense. So Krishna will send people to you for you to speak about Krishna. Okay. So don't worry. All right. Okay. The mantra. Okay. The mantra is important, because mantra means it's a combination of particular energies, right, of sound, and when you recite it, it evokes those energy, okay, externally and internally. All right, it's a combination of letters, words, meanings, rhythms, and tunes. This mantra, this explanation goes to all the mantra that we are chanting. Okay, so Gopal Bhatta Goswami say, the purpose of the system is to guarantee that one understand the meaning, function, correct heritage, and intonation of the mantra being chanted. So as a rule, when you're uttering any mantra, you should identify the purpose of you saying this. Okay, so you're invoking that energy in that mantra, and then it meets the function of this or purpose of this chanting of the mantra. Okay, it will meet the purpose. So it's together. You apply the tilak accompanied by the mantra. So these mantras are very, very important. Okay, now there is a short video of our temple devotee.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா, நாமும் எப்படி போடுறது தான் இந்த வீடியோவில் நான் சொல்லிக் கொடுக்க போகிறேன். நம்ம இது வந்து திலாக்னு சொல்லுவோம். முதல் என்ன பண்ணுங்கள், உங்கள் லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்ட் உள்ளங்கையில் வந்து கொஞ்சோண்டு தண்ணியை ஊற்றிக்கிட்டு அந்த நாமக்கட்டியில் அந்த திலாக் இருக்குல்ல, அதை எடுத்துகிட்டு நீங்கள் வந்து கையில் வந்து இப்படின்னு பண்ணுங்கள். அப்புறம் அந்த திலாக் அப்படியே கரைஞ்சி உங்கள் உள்ளங்கையில் இருக்கும். மோதிர விரலை யூஸ் பண்ணிவிட்டு அந்த திலாக்கை வந்து அழகாக அந்த மோதிர விரல் எட்ஜி மேலே மட்டும் எடுத்துகிட்டு உங்கள் நெத்தியில் வந்து உங்கள் 2 ஐப்ரோஸ்க்கு நடுவில் வச்சு அழகாக நீட்டாக அப்படி இழுக்கணும். இழுத்த பிறகு அதுதான் வந்து கிருஷ்ணரோட பாதத்தை ரெப்ரசன்ட் பண்ணுது. அதுக்கு கீழே என்ன பண்ணணும், துளசி வைக்கணும். ஏன்னா கண்ணனோட பாதம் எங்கே இருந்தாலும் துளசி வைப்போம்ல, அதனால நம்மளுக்கும் வந்து நாமம் போட்டோன்னா கீழே வந்து இப்படின்னு துளசி வைக்கணும். இப்படி தான் வந்து கிருஷ்ணரோட நாமத்தை நம்ம போடுவோம்.
Okay, so very short video. All right, I will share the video in the class as well.
The devotee who kept his tilak. Once, there was a factory where all the workers were Vaishnavas. They all had the freedom to wear their Vaishnav tilak, and they also displayed the other Vaishnava paraphernalia. But After some time, the factory was handed over to a new management in which the proprietor was a Muslim. On taking over the business, the Muslim owner made his own rules. Most workers obeyed, and on the given date announced by the owner, they appeared at the factory without their tilak. We have to obey the management. What else can we do? We have no choice. It is better to come without a tilak. One employee thought that just depend on the Lord and wear my tilak as usual. The Muslim proprietor saw all the assembled workers. This person is so bold and courageous, so he should be rewarded accordingly. He talks to his secretary. That one devotee who has worn the Vaishnav tilak is very courageous. He may be permitted to continue wearing the tilak at work, but all the others are forbidden to wear it anymore. Moral: we should not unnecessarily abandon our Vaishnav culture. Whenever there are times of crisis, we must simply have faith in Krishna and continue our regular paraphernalia.
Okay, so continue, don't give up. Okay, can we have somebody to read? Okay, we are done with the tilak segment, yeah? Okay, we are done with that segment. Okay, so we have nectar of the holy name. Anyways, it's 9:30 already, so I will skip this. Okay, also this, there's one video here I can share in the group later. Can we just read? There's 2 more slides only. Is it okay? Then we'll end the class. The video I'll share in the group. This is relevant to tilak. Anyone?
Mataji.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
One should stamp the holy names of the Lord on his body. In the morning, one should regularly brush his teeth, take his bath, offer prayers to the Lord, and offer obeisances to the spiritual master. One should render service to the spiritual master and paint one's body in 12 places with Urdhva Pudra Tilaka. One should stamp the holy names of the Lord on his body, or one should stamp the symbols of Lord such as a disc and club. While decorating the body with tilaka, we give protection to the body by chanting 12 names of Vishnu.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so we'll quickly read this one as well. Anyone? Siki Mataji.
I will read, Mataji.
Param Prabhu, yes.
The servants of society, devotees of the Lord, travel everywhere to preach. The servants of the Lords are actually the servants of the society. They have no interest in human society other than to enlighten in the transcendental knowledge. They are interested in the imparting knowledge of relationship of the living being with the Supreme Lord, the activities in the transcendental relationship, and the ultimate goal of human life. Without this knowledge, the human life is baffled. The servants of the Lord Vishnu are entrusted with the responsibility, work, and so they wander over the earth and all other planets in the universe.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So it says that Vishnu's devotees, they are servants, they are servants, so they wander around the earth to deliver others. So one way is by applying tilak, carrying carrying the identity of a devotee. Okay, so which means whatever you have learned, please share with others so it will be reinforced in our memory. Okay. Okay, I think we'll just proceed with this video. It's 4.4 minutes plus. If anybody is getting late, you can leave. There's no problem. So those who are able to stay, you can just watch this video, okay?
So why do you wear this tilak? Because Srila Prabhupada has instructed us to put this tilak. This is the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and this is Tulsi. So this always reminds me of surrendering to Krishna. Also, this is the most beautiful ornament that I wear. Jai. A lot of people ask us why we wear this mark, tilak, on our forehead. And today we are going to answer this for you. Tilak is a traditional mark to identify devotees of Lord Krishna. Tilak is made with a sacred clay from a holy place, Dwarka, which is in India. This clay is the mud from lotus feet of gopis who are Krishna's great devotee, and it represents our body as temple. It is worn to remind the wearer and everyone that within the body resides the individual soul and the supreme soul, Lord Krishna. It is the stamp of Lord Krishna's lotus feet and his great devotee Tulasi on one's body, declaring that this body is the property of Lord Krishna and should be utilized in his service only. So why do you wear this tilak?
I wear this tilak because this is our tradition and this is what I believe in. And being a college student, there are lots of negative influences around me. So this keeps me away from them, and also it constantly reminds me that I am a servant of Krishna and I am a devotee as well.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, हमारे दर्शक जानना चाहते हैं कि आप तिलक क्यों लगाते हैं?
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, हम तिलक इसलिए लगाते हैं क्योंकि ये तिलक भगवान के चरण हैं और ये जो पत्ते जैसा दिख रहा है वो तुलसी है। तो हम चाहते हैं कि हमेशा भगवान के चरण हमारे सिर पर रहे और उनके चरणों में हमेशा तुलसी रहे। हरे कृष्ण।
I love my tilak. For all those of you who want to know how we wear this Gopi Chandan tilak, here we go. All we need is little water in an Achman Patra, Gopi Chandan and a clean cloth. Take little water on the hollow of your palm and then rub the Gopi Chandan tilak till it becomes a smooth paste, and then go up like this and then a leaf shape. With a clean cloth, wipe the inner part. And give a sharp edge. Here's the tilak.
Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Any questions? Thank you so much for staying. So we have very good number today.
Mataji, the tool, where to get it?
Let me see if there is being sold in the temple, Prabhu. Let me check for you this Sunday. I will go and check. Okay.
Okay, good night, Mataji.
Mataji, can I ask?
Maharani to Krishna.
Sorry,
devotee.
I can't hear you, Mataji. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, who is Tulsi Maharani to Krishna?
Tulsi Maharani is a devotee of Krishna. She's originally Vrinda Devi. Okay. So when she descends on this earth, she appears in the form of plant. So she's a devotee of Krishna. She's very dear to Krishna.
Okay, she's not an expansion of Radharani or
She
Vishnu's wife
is
or anything like
she
that.
is an incarnation of Vrinda Devi, who is the expansion of Radharani.
Okay.
Did I say correctly? Tulsi Maharani is originally Vrinda Devi,
Okay.
who is the expansion of Radharani. Yeah. Okay. So when she appears on earth, she appears as plant. But her original form is Vrinda Devi in Goloka Vrindavan.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So we did this Tulsi class 2 weeks ago. I can share the PDF with you.
No, I attended the class. I just wanted to
Okay.
be sure. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Kasthuri Mataji.
But in the story, it is mentioned that Lord Vishnu married Tulsi Maharani. That's another story also. Okay. So, yes, Mataji.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify. Okay, you bathe in the morning, you put the 12 places, and then you have the tilak. But let's say you again say you bathe in between, okay, after evenings. So do you put in in the body again 12 places?
Yes, every time after shower, Mataji.
Okay. So it's like all the time.
All the time, yes. All the time we have to be decorated and protected.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
And actually, when you visit toilet also, you take a shower, right? So, yeah. But as you go on, you start doing it very fast. You won't feel it. Within a minute, I think you can do already. It's just like how you apply powder, comb your hair, like that. It's part of it already.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay, okay. All right. So if there's no more questions.
Mataji, I have one question.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, sorry for just now, Mataji, my line was so bad. Okay, for all the Sampradaya, right? It is based on 4 yugas, which is like Sadhya Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwarapa Yuga, and also Kali Yuga.
Not really, Mataji. It doesn't go like that. It's not based on yuga. But if you're talking about yuga dharma, then it's yes, based on yugas. But the sampradaya, they are not. The sampradaya started like thousands of years ago, not like millions of years. It's not like that.
Oh, okay. Noted, Mataji. Thank you.
I don't have the timeline when which sampradaya started. I think we can check on that. But it doesn't go by yugas.
Yeah, yugas is so far, right?
Of course, Lord Brahma, Lord Lakshmi, Lord Shiva, the Sanat Kumara, they've been there for a long time. But the acharyas have come in recent times, like Madhvacharya, Sri Ramanujacharya, or his guru Yamunacharya, or this site is Nimbarkacharya, and then Vishnu Swami. So they are pretty recent, like couple of thousand. But of course, the origination is long ago. But they don't go by timeline.
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Okay. All right, so thank you very much, everyone. I was thinking we're going to have a very small number, but it's good to have you all today. So I think my line is bad because it's raining.
Thank you, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Gandhi Mataji, Charana Mataji, Jasna Kamari Mataji was here.
Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.